What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to get right straight to this story. And this story is out of Hawaii, Honolulu to be exact. Shout out Hawaii. And you see this little girl here? This sweet thing right here is 10-year-old Geanna Bradley, or was 10-year-old Geanna Bradley. Because, ladies and gentlemen, she's no longer here. And she's been gone a little bit for a little bit of time now. But recently, these three people who were the legal guardians of Geanna Bradley, 35-year-old Brandy Blass, B-L-A-S is the last name, Brandy Blass, and her husband, 40-year-old Thomas Blass, and the mother-in-law or grandmother, 67-year-old Deborah Garan, are all locked up in one of the sickest child abuse cases I've ever seen. I'm going to show you this video that just came out yesterday, and I need you to brace yourself because this is some, man, it's bad. I'm just warning you now. I wish they put me in charge of the punishment of these people. It would be something like you've never seen. Check this out.
Well, tonight, the latest on the murder in Wahiawa. A 10-year-old girl killed, and the suspects are three people who were entrusted to take care of her.
And this is a follow-up to a story that we at Island News were the first to tell you about last month when police were investigating the case as an unattended death.
Take a look. This is Brandy Blass on the left, Thomas Blass Sr. in the middle. Those two are the victim's legal guardians. And Deborah Garan on the right, she's Brandy's mother and the victim's grandmother. The three were arrested this morning for murder, kidnapping, and unlawful imprisonment.
Deborah and Brandy are also facing charges of hindering prosecution, and Brandy and Thomas are also facing charges of endangering the welfare of a minor. Tonight, and new at 9, we're digging deeper, looking at the newly released court documents which paint a disturbing picture of a child who was abused. This is a picture of Geanna Bradley in the 3rd grade at the time, right before she was pulled out of school. Geanna's legal guardians, Brandy Blass and her husband Thomas Blass Sr., withdrew Geanna from Iliahi Elementary School under the guise that they were going to homeschool her, and the decision was against the recommendations of both her 3rd grade teacher and school counselor. And the teacher stated she did not observe Geanna with any behavior issues, nor any active defiance, just normal 3rd grade behaviors. That's according to the 137-page criminal complaint. In it, Honolulu police described disturbing details, including that detectives analyzing Deborah's cell phone found photos and images from a surveillance monitor of what appears to be Geanna standing in fenced area wearing some type of blindfold over her eyes in a small enclosed space with a box covering the face and head, and an image of what appears to be Geanna bound with what appears to be duct tape around her arms and torso, binding them to her sides. The investigation began when police and first responders were called to Karsten Drive in Wahiawa the morning of January 18th after Geanna was found unresponsive.
Homicide detectives were called to the home after responding officers noted that Geanna had multiple facial injuries, including multiple scratch-like marks around her ears, eyes, forehead, cheeks, and lips. Her eyelids appeared slightly bruised, and there were road rash type injuries to her chin. Part of her nose bridge was missing.
When asked how that happened, Deborah, Thomas, and Brandy told detectives Geanna had fallen off her bicycle 2 weeks earlier.
They said that they did not seek medical attention because Geanna did not complain of pain. The three further stated that Geanna had been diagnosed as having ADHD and was possibly suffering from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Court documents say Geanna was kept bound and in the room off their kitchen and had to use a bucket as her toilet. Police say the couple also has 4 biological children, ages 14, 10, 5, and 3, who appear to be healthy. But the couple is also the adoptive parents of a 4-year-old boy who, like Geanna, appeared to have been abused, with, quote, scratches to his body and extremities and what appears to be a human bite mark on his right thigh.
Additional consultation from the board-certified child abuse pediatrician for the Blas's 4-year-old adoptive son determined that he was suffering from failure to thrive, very likely due to calorie and psychosocial deprivation. That he suffered from physical abuse as indicated by multiple bruises and scars consistent with such abuse.
Police notified Child Welfare Services, which removed the 5 remaining children from the home. Court documents say Thomas and Brandy appear to have been receiving approximately $1,961 per month from the state of Hawaii to take care of Geanna as her legal guardians.
On February 8th, after extensive testing and review of medical records and investigative findings, the forensic pathologist determined the cause of Geanna's death to be the result of multiple effects of prolonged child abuse and neglect. Additionally, the cause of death is the result of starvation, blunt force injury due to assault, prolonged immobilization and physical restraint, medical neglect, and pneumonia.
Police reclassified the case to murder and arrested the 3 on Friday morning at their home. And they each face numerous charges, including murder, kidnapping, and unlawful imprisonment. And new at 9 tonight, only on Island News, we're hearing for the first time from Geanna's biological father, who remembers Geanna as happy, active, and full of love.
Jeremy Bradley says that he had supervised visitational rights with his daughter. Here's what he had to say tonight during a vigil at Kapilani Park in honor of Geanna.
I know she's not in any pain anymore. She's with God. And I know he's going to wipe all that pain away that she suffered. Only thing I'm focused on now is getting justice for what she went through and what she died for. And remember.
Guys, that's the sad story of Geanna Bradley. May she rest in peace. And I'm going to tell you something. I told you before. When we go to fix this thing and straighten out all of the stuff we need to straighten out in society, a lot of people got to go. And that right there is Exhibit A. Take a look at these people. Look at them closely. Do they look warm? Do they look inviting? Do they look friendly? Do they look like somebody you would entrust the care of your child with? Now, they showed the father at the end, and my heart does go out because I know he carries a heavy burden and probably has feelings of failure that he failed his child, and he should. But it's just just me thinking, and I mean no harm by this. I think Geanna was an unwanted child. Seriously, I think she was. And it's a lot of children out here that don't ask to be here, and they get put in terrible situations. Ladies and gentlemen, this little girl suffered. And she's not the only one. There are children out here right now suffering with nobody to turn to. No adults to help them. They said she was in school, acted like every other 3rd grader. She was loving, she was sweet, she was kind. School was her escape. I guarantee you that. I wonder when her father came, how many times she cried when he left. That would be a telltale sign because she's living in a house full of hell. These people got this baby out here recording the torturous stuff they was doing to her. You got a box on her head like she's some terrorist over there in those terrorist camps getting the same torture they get. You tying her up. They crushed this little girl's spirit, not only her body. They said she had a piece of the bridge of her nose missing. What injury have you ever seen where it knocks a complete piece out of your nose? Tell me. I'll wait. I'll wait. They took something probably like pliers and experimented on that child Talking about they didn't go to the hospital because she didn't exhibit no pain, but you seen she was clearly messed up. Did you notice in school, they advised that she didn't go to homeschooling? I think they know something, and they didn't want to say nothing. They knew what was going on, and I think they didn't want to say nothing. Look closely at that picture, y'all. You can't tell that little girl been beat on. Look at her nose. Look at the shape of her nose. Look at her lips. Look at the bruise on her head. Now, kids do get bruises, but unless she was born deformed, her nose and stuff shouldn't look like that. So that's the thing about children. They don't have adult worries, and they're still full of wonder, even though they're going through tumultuous times. She knew the smile on her picture, even though she was crying inside. I hate this type of stuff. I don't know how I got on doing these type of stories, but the stories need to be told for those that can't speak for themselves. It's a damn shame this little girl is in the ground. Children are precious. Like I said, they don't ask to be here. They was getting $1,961 alone for Geanna, and she ain't alive. For her to die of starvation, they would get the ultimate punishment from me. I would cut pieces of meat off of them. Blunt force injury, prolonged restraint. Got another little boy, adopted. Can't stop the hustle. Getting money for him too. In addition to the 1961, he's abused. The other kids look fine. Human bite marks on the little boy. He's showing signs of scratches and stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that came from the parents. It came from the children for the little boy. And I'm going to explain to you why. Children don't watch. They don't do what you say. They do what you do. Said the boy had trauma from psychological separation. Meaning they didn't deal with him when they ignored him or treated him like a thing instead of a human being. And I guarantee you the kids did the same thing because they want to impress their parents and then treated him badly and abused him, and the parents did nothing. These was human lives, and all they was a monthly check. They did the bare minimum. If that little boy at 4 years old is socially inept, he's not ready for school in 2 years or kindergarten. His mind is still developing, and all it's been is just a tornado of terror in his mind where he can't even get time to rest and get things back together. They need to take these people outside and set them on fire right now. This ain't the only case. It's something else. Other cases out there. Hell, I might come up with another one tonight. Knowing you guys send me these stories. This is some hurtful stuff. 35 years old, no sense of and this is a woman letting a little girl get beat that you was entrusted to take care of. You letting this stuff happen to her. Husband, old fat pig neck ass tattoos. Yo. And don't let me get on the grandmom. Looking like a sick Mick Jagger. I swear to God, I'd punch them all in the face. I don't care if they females or not. I'd rock them. All of them. Unacceptable. Intolerable. The cruelty you put on that little girl and that little boy. Luckily, he survived. But Geanna should still be here. No court can fix that. No punishment can bring real justice to the situation. I'm anxious to understand why they had him and the dad couldn't get her, or if he even wanted her. I'm being honest with you because to me, he seemed like he wasn't even upset, or he was detached from the child. That's why I said she must have been an unwanted child where he was detached. If that was my daughter, first of all, I wouldn't even have been there to speak. I wouldn't have got on the media. I wouldn't have did none of that stuff. You heard him talking, yeah, she ain't here no more. Yeah, maybe God got her. Man, that don't even sound right. I don't know what the problem is. I don't even care. All I know is another one is lost, and we don't know what the contribution could have been to society and the world with her presence still being here. It's funny how we get the gift of giving life, and then somebody else comes and takes it away. That baby was born here, and for somebody that didn't have anything to do with her production, have everything to do with her destruction, is BS. There's no law book out here that can make this right. And a lot of people, when you ask them why, with basic questions, well, that's what the law says. That shit was written a long time ago, before me and you was even here. And times have changed. So has the crime, so has the mentality, and so has the people. So why shouldn't the punishment change too? This is heartbreaking to cover stuff like this, man. But I mean, I took it upon myself to do it. But I mean, it just makes you want to hold your kids a little bit more tighter at night. What's funny is every one of these people were children at one time. They made it to adulthood to where they could decide to do that to somebody else that never will. And that's the problem. That's how I think about stuff like this, because it bothers me. Always bothers me that somebody could be so cruel as to do something to somebody so innocent. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I hope I didn't mess anybody's night up, but I mean, stuff like this is what it is. It shouldn't be like this. I wish I could fix this. I mean, I'm thinking about stuff I could do. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.